I get new Christmas decor mainly in 3 ways. First, by thrifting. Second, buying new. And third, flipping something I already have. Welcome to the Peaceful Home. If you're new here, you know that I love thrifting and I always end up with some new things for Christmas. Now, I do shop all year because you never know when you're going to find that really amazing item, and you might not find it in November. I really limit myself with new items for Christmas. Typically, I will get between 1 and 3 new things. I gave a little makeover to a couple of the new things I bought, some of the thrifted things, and some things that I've already had. Let's launch into my thrift haul first. I found these Hearth and Hand new pillows from Target at Goodwill, and the cover is removable. It has this beautiful check on it, and the color is perfect for my Christmas decorating. I actually got a couple of these thinking I would put them on my long dining bench, but they looked a little awkward, so I'm only going to use one there, and I'm thinking I will use the second one on a bed. Next, I have 2 pieces of artwork. First off is this amazing river scene. Now, I'm hoping you can see it okay. When I found this in the store, I saw it from a ways away and I thought, oh, that is the most beautiful print. And as I got closer, I realized that it's needlepoint. I thought it was incredibly beautiful, and I come from a family of needlepointers. My grandmother was not only a professional needlepointer, but she designed custom canvases. I used to love to go into her workshop and see all the things she was working on, all the paints and brushes. Now, because I have all prints or original artwork in my home, I wasn't sure this would really go. And I walked away from it. I went around, this was a Salvation Army, continued to shop, and I kept thinking about it. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I walk back, I pick it up, I look at it a little more thoroughly, and I walked away again, but ultimately I just couldn't get it off my mind and I picked it up. I believe the price was $10. I've already removed the sticker, and I did have a 25% off coupon, so that made it $7.50. This next piece of artwork may be my favorite find of the entire year. This was in a Goodwill in another city, and it immediately drew me in. It was just an instant. I absolutely love this. I have to have it. It's this gorgeous print of deer in a winter scene, and I just fell in love. You can tell that it's old, genuinely, by the hardware that's used on the back. The frame is pretty beat up and the print is stained. So it was probably not behind glass for a while and it got some damage. To me, that just adds to the character. Now, another thing is there's a little bit of, it looks like a wood chip or something under the glass, but because of all the nails holding this together, it would have been very difficult to remove the print to get that out. So we're just gonna live with it the way it is. And I have the perfect spot for this. My last thrifted item is beaded garland for the Christmas tree. You can find this in so many thrift stores, either in the shiny gold or shiny silver. This was silver and I wanted to antique it a bit, so I spray painted this. And this was the first of many flips where I'm turning a lot of my bright, shiny decor or silver into a more brass or gold look. Now it's time to move on to the new items I purchased. First off is this beautiful piece of cedar garland. When you buy a quality piece, it has a certain weight to it and a way that the pieces droop. They don't stick out, they're not stiff, they're very flexible. I usually try to buy 1 piece a year. It would be very expensive to be able to fill my whole house with garland. But when my goal is just to buy 1 new piece a year, it fits in the budget. This stuff sells out so fast, so I strongly recommend that you grab it as soon as you're seeing Christmas decor out. I got this piece at Joann's and it was 40% off. Next are 2 pillows from Target. These are Hearth and Hand, and I wanted them to replace the blue lumbar pillows that I keep in each of my chairs that flank the fireplace. Now, I didn't feel like I had to replace these. I love these pillows, and they really would have been fine with my Christmas decor, but I saw these and I just loved the print. And honestly, I will keep these out all winter, and when I hit spring, the blue ones will go back. The other little push was that they were on sale and I had a Target gift card. The last new item I bought was just $5, and these were at Marshall's. I thought they were so pretty, and I put a small tree in my kitchen. And because we're not decorating the large tree this year because of the littles, I thought it would be fun to just put some decorations on the kitchen tree, which I normally just leave in white lights. I also have another craft. If I get a chance to do it this year, I will show it to you, but my goal was to make some additional ornaments for that tree. Now, technically I have two more new things, but I kind of put them in the DIY category because I purchased them specifically knowing that I was going to change them up a bit. And these are this deer and this nutcracker. This is actually the finished look. These are both made of very cheap plastic, and they were shiny bright gold. They were $5 each at Target, and I knew I wanted a deeper antique brass look. I started out by giving them one coat of spray paint in this gold color. That was kind of my base. And then I used a really inexpensive dark wax. It's kind of a liquid wax that I get at Walmart. It's a couple of dollars, and it works so well to get this antiqued finish. You just paint it on, kind of getting in all the little nooks and crannies, and then you wipe it off with a rag, and as you're wiping, a lot of the darker color stays in the cracks, and that's what really gives this aged appearance. Now, I have authentic brass deer on my mantle, and I just thought this guy would be a beautiful addition. I don't know how much he would cost if he was made of real brass. You know, you can change your decor, try new things. I remember after all of my children were born, I started collecting nutcrackers for some reason. And I thought they were cool, and I was, buying one a year and kind of adding to the collection. But when I was decluttering a few years later, I thought to myself, these don't really have significance to me. I don't love the ballet. This wasn't something from my childhood. I just thought they were kind of fun. And I reasoned that I probably could let them go for other decor that would mean more to me. I also didn't think my kids would care since I started the collection so late. But it turns out my number 6 child has very fond memories of the nutcrackers. And it kind of broke my heart that she told me that after I got rid of everything. So this is for her. I thought this would fit really well in her beautiful kind of mid-century modern decor. It's very plain and simple, but I'm hoping will spark a lovely childhood memory for her. Now, you may have seen this in a previous video. I purchased this last year and I've never put it up, but I would love to make a little wreath out of it. You see those done all the time. And the thing I couldn't figure out is how should it hang? This one obviously is hanging at 2 points like this, but I almost feel like it should hang this way, which you'd have to have 1 point of hanging. So I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way. What do you think looks better? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to try to work on that today. The last thing I'm doing is kind of restoring a family heirloom. This is a set of genuine sleigh bells that hung on the door of our family cabin. And I always love to just give them a jingle every time I walk through the door. They come with these amazing, loud, heavy, I'm assuming brass bells. And they go in order of size and they line up on the leather. So I'm going to find a way to polish these up a bit, restore the leather, and hopefully put it back together. In just a minute, I'm going to get to finishing all of these little projects, doing some decorating, some last minute cleaning, and getting ready for my final Christmas tour. I pretty much thought that I was done decluttering after I did that video, but yesterday, that's the day I was planning on filming this video, I was completely overwhelmed. I will tell you, I just had times where I had to sit and I had to pray and invite the Lord to be my peace because I was feeling anxious. My entire downstairs was a mess. Some dishes, some things that needed to be tidied up, something that needs to go to town, things that need to get put in the garage. Then I had boxes and boxes of all the stuff that I'm donating. Now it's in my car, but yesterday it was just contributing to the overwhelm. Every time I went to do a new thing, I was distracted by something else. And a lot of the distraction was the amount of decor I still have. Now, I am not here to tell you to get rid of your stuff, not at all. But if your stuff is causing anxiety, if the joy of the season is just stolen from you because all these things are pulling at you, please get rid of your stuff. I definitely want more times of reflection with Jesus in this season and way more time to spend with my family rather than time decorating. We don't declutter for declutter's sake. We do it to simplify our lives unto something better. So I looked around and I decluttered even more. I simplified even more, and now I have over 80 items going to donate. So today's the day. I am determined to absolutely finish all of the cleaning and decorating so that tomorrow I can film the final home tour for you. And so if things are not going to go out, they are leaving my house. Like, I just have no tolerance. I'm a little frustrated because I don't want my stuff getting in the way of my life. So I'm going to work with this healthy anger and frustration and use it to fuel me. Let's go decorate and get some DIY projects done. I tried some red plaid pillows on the dining bench, but decided to go green only. As I went to put this up, I realized the frame is a little more red than I would like. So I just decided to go over it with a nice dark stain, just to tone down some of this red finish. I don't have much of this rustic galvanized look anymore, but I love this nativity relief. And so I decided to change it up. I gave it a once over with the gold spray paint, and now I'm just putting in some white that's settling in to the little divots, and it just adds more depth and more character. And then I did a combo of like a black and a gold to kind of touch up some other areas. And I'm going to take down these two prints so that I can have the nativity up for Christmas. And then when I move to just winter, I'll bring those back. I'm going to try this solution to clean these brass bells. 1/2 cup of vinegar, teaspoon of salt, and enough flour to make a paste. And then I'm going to take the bells, and you can see how dirty they are. I'm just going to dunk them right in here. We're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I'm going to oil up the leather. I've got some leather cleaner. I'm just going to kind of drizzle this on and then rub it in with my fingers. It needs to sit for a little bit, and then I rub off any excess. I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. Okay, and I'm going to let this sit again for about 10 more minutes. I'm going to wipe the excess off of this leather strap. This is definitely a lot softer and more flexible now. Okay, let's see how these are looking. I don't know if you can see this one. You can see the blue-green shining through. So that means it's working. Let's see how well. They were almost black, very, very deep brown. These bells stood outside probably since the 50s. So it's been a long, long time. They really accumulated a lot of dirt and grime. I'm gonna go give this a rinse. Look at how this came out. It's so cute. This actually says number 4. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if that means it's the 4th in line, if each one of these are numbered. I guess we'll find out. Oh, this one says number 8. Interesting. I guess it was just maybe their size, because there are only 5, I think, on this leather strap. I took 3 strands of floral wire and twisted them together so that I could run them through the holes in the bells. I pushed them through the leather strap, ran the wire through, and tied off the ends. I usually put this little tree over in the corner of the kitchen up on this buffet, and it adds some nice height to the room. I had to add a new nail for this deer print. The old watercolor was too low, and I think this is the perfect spot. It just looks so beautiful here. I decided the horn ends needed to be facing up. I think that makes the most sense. I simply hot glued some pieces of garland. I just had scraps here and there, and I cut some pieces off, and I glued them onto the lower half, and I added a couple pine cones just because I felt like it needed something, but I feel like the bells are the star, and it looks really beautiful on the outside of the bathroom door. The kids were just watching Mary Poppins, but they went outside for a little break. Well, I'm finished for the day, and it's time to clean everything up, and then I will film the tour. I hope with whatever you have planned for decorating, if you get to the end where it's not bringing you joy or you're feeling stressed, I hope you'll take things off your list. I hope you'll do a little less than you planned. It's totally okay, and you don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. Do what's best for your well-being and for your family. I wanted to thank each one of you who have subscribed to my channel. I recently hit 10,000 subscribers, and that is such a milestone. It's really amazing, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. It's always my desire to bring you content that gives you the skills, the inspiration, and encouragement to have a peaceful home. Thanks so much for joining me today. God bless you in your Christmas decorating.